anyone trading long positions have been absolutely crushed in the last 24 hours in liquidations. We take a look here on CoinGlass, we can see long positions amounted to 166.69 million in long positions liquidated and 51.7 in shorts. Good morning, team. Just going to bring you guys a quick video, and I'd like to show you a chart that I've been working on for the past 5 weeks. So basically what you're looking at here, right, is I've segmented the Bitcoin chart showing weekends and midweek, middle of the week, during the week segments, and the difference in volatility and volume as opposed to weekends and during the week. We can see just before Cointelegraph dumped that fake news about the ETF, that weekend Bitcoin was ranging between like 1.73%. So a very quiet weekend. We know that normally there's not a lot of volatility on the weekends, but we can see that Monday morning when the CME opened, the price of Bitcoin spiked up, and we saw a range there of 11.4% during the week. The following weekend after that, there was a reduction down to 2.9%, and then the Monday morning, once again, once the CME opened, we saw that huge spike again, that upward parabolic move of 18.19%. And then moving back into the weekend, we saw 2.8%. The week that preceded that was pretty quiet, wasn't too volatile. We only saw a 5.47% move in the price. The weekend down to 2.42, and then during the week after that we saw a 9.99%. Last weekend it actually dropped down to 2%, and then this week so far we've seen from the swing low to the swing high, we've seen around about 8.49% in volatility. Guys, I'm bringing this video just to outline the fact that I've said this right from the beginning, that this whole pump that we've seen in the last 5 weeks, and if you see here on the left hand side, just before that Monday morning on the 16th, since then the price of Bitcoin has actually increased by just over 40%, and this whole bull rally has absolutely, it's all been on fake news and hype. And I don't want to sit here and sound like sour grapes about the whole cryptocurrency industry and everything. It's nothing to do with that. What I'm trying to outline is the difference between hardcore technical analysis and what we call market sentiment. Guys, you've got to remember something. If Elon Musk wants to pump the price of Doge, he doesn't actually need to buy it. He has the power to move the market with his words only. And we see this in the market. We see this manipulation in the market, because the reality is, whether you want to think that the markets have moved into a new Bitcoin, the Bitcoin bull market has begun, which I personally don't believe at all. I will make a future video outlining when I think that the actual official bull market will really begin. But it just shows the power of words. China says they're going to ban Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will drop by 30%. Elon Musk comes out and says something, and the markets go. Guys, we need to be really, really careful and be able to distinguish between proper technical analysis in the charts, which we need to learn as traders, to trust the charts, rather than rely on emotions and all this kind of thing in order for us to make our decisions when we trade. And I'm not going to ramble on in this video. I'm going to keep this video quite short, but I do have a small clip that I want to end this video with, which I'm going to play from you. He's a YouTube influencer, very young guy. He's like 15, 16 years old. His name is Crypto Kid, and guys, I'm an elderly guy, and Crypto Kid, when I see guys like this that come on at such a young age and they're really doing so well, and making such a lot of sense. It gives a person a sense of hope, you know what I mean, in the future. So I'm going to end this video with this little clip, and I'd like you guys to listen to what he's saying. And he also talks about the ETF, a little bit of ETF news, and how this whole rally, this bull rally that we've seen, that has been very impressive, I might add, it's all been on hype, on market sentiment, and fake news, really. Because as I said, it's all talk about the ETF, but as it stands at the moment, the ETF has not been approved. The SEC has till the end of today to actually the small window of approving this ETF. I think it's very unlikely, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before, but we'll see by the end of today, which is the 17th, if this ETF is going to be approved or not. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching this video. And as I said, please watch it till the end. I'm going to end this segment with the influencer crypto kid, and just listen to what he says about this whole 5 weeks of ETF news that's affected the Bitcoin market and all the markets in a really big way.
Bitcoin is dumped all the way back to $36,200. What is going on, right? So we are in a very volatile situation, and things look a little bit interesting. Now, I want to jump into breaking news before I discuss my targets for Bitcoin in a bit more detail, because Ethereum, well, ladies and gents, BlackRock has actually filed for a spot Ethereum ETF. Now, if we jump into this Reuters news, we can see that BlackRock on Thursday, which was today, officially filed for a spot Ethereum exchange traded funded ETF, doubling down on its cryptocurrency bets amid investor optimism about the approval of such investment vehicles. So it says here that they filed for an ETF for Bitcoin, for an Ethereum spot ETF, and it says over here that they want to convert the trust to a spot ETF, which means it will own Ether instead of futures products tied to the crypto token. Now, this is the point where everybody goes wrong, right? So yes, I mean, when you have a spot, you do have to own the underlying asset. Not all the time, but if you do, what these ETF issuers actually end up doing is, well, if you look at all the documents for the Bitcoin ETFs, they have listed a couple of exchanges, one of them being Coinbase, right? And for example, BlackRock can go ahead and say, oh, look, all the Bitcoin that I'm keeping for this ETF is at Coinbase, right? And then when you ask Coinbase, okay, where's this Bitcoin? Can you show it to us? They're like, no, we can't for privacy reasons, right? So there's this situation that is going on that Da Vinci talks about a lot, and it's that, there is no proof that anybody's actually buying up physical Ethereum or physical Bitcoin, right? And because of that, all of this pump that we have been getting in these couple of, these previous candles, it's just been driven by hype, right? And it's not because somebody's actually buying up Bitcoin or somebody's actually buying up Ethereum in terms of BlackRock and all these issuers. So that's the situation we have going on right now. This pump is not driven by retail investors. Hence the reason why the mainstream marketing is not as big at the moment. It's because, usually your friends, family would start asking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and cryptocurrencies. That's not the situation. And the reason for that is because of this right here. So one of the best indicators in determining if a Bitcoin price increase is funneled by retail or institutional capital can be seen through crypto YouTube channel views. I mean, this is probably one of the biggest indicators showcasing it, because when there is retail demand from the average me and you, right, who wants to get into crypto, what do people do? They go onto YouTube, they search on Google, and if we look at these search trends specifically on YouTube, we can see it's literally at all-time lows, right? So it can't be the situation that this market has been driven up by retail investors. Even on Google Trends, we're at incredible lows for people searching for cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. And most of this hype has been it's just been hype. I mean, if we look at the long-term holders for Bitcoin as well, a major percentage of the actual hodlers have not been really buying and selling too much. We're not seeing new entrants into the market. So all of these things that are going on at the moment, it's just fully driven by hype, and this pump is it's a fake pump because we're driven by the same exact news that has been going on for many months now, and this exact same news has been the cause of these pumps towards the upside and these dumps towards the downside. Like it's just been the exact same thing being reinstated on social media, right? And that's why we're seeing these moves, and it's not healthy, right? And because it's not healthy, I think that I mean, look, this entire situation can be a buy the rumor, sell the news. Why? Because after BlackRock filed for this spot ETF, Ethereum should have hypothetically, with the same logic, had a massive move towards the upside, right? We should have seen a massive Ethereum move towards the upside. But that is, in fact, not what happened at all, because Ethereum is trading under $2,000 at $1,972 at this current moment. So clearly, this ETF it is getting priced in, right? Because otherwise, I mean, Ethereum would have pumped a crazy amount today. It should have pumped a crazy amount today, but we haven't, right? So I think people are exhausted with this exact same news being repeated over and over again, and I think the markets need something new, like it actually being approved. And the danger for that is, when it is actually approved, are we going to see a further dump? Now, this is an interesting question because my personal theory is that we will see a wick, we will see a giant wick, and then we will see Bitcoin dropping towards the downside.
Thanks very much, guys, for listening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Talk to you all later.